ratification of the 2026 national budget is moved to December 29. Senate President Tito Soto says the country may end up reverting to a reenacted budget. Soto says President Marcos can still sign the General Appropriations Bill on the 30th or the 31st, but that's if his team will start reviewing it as early as now.
If they have started reviewing it from now, up to that time, there is a possibility, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Perhaps somewhere like sometime like the first week of January would be ideal na review na nila yun.
Well, both chambers of Congress have already adjusted their legislative calendar to resume plenary sessions on the 29th and ratify the budget bill. The draft and roll bill will be distributed on the 28th, giving lawmakers just one day to review the measure. Mike Ricafort of RCBC previously said on this show that a reenacted budget would hurt the economy due to lesser government spending. The government last operated on a reenacted budget in 2019, with then-President Rodrigo Duterte signing the budget in April after senators accused some congressmen of making questionable insertions. And on the big story last night, Lanao del Sur 1st District Representative Z. Alonto Adyong admitted that some pork remains in the 2026 proposed budget. But Adyong explained why this came to be.
The pork that we're talking here about is if it's a lump sum budget, but all the budget that was submitted and the NEP were line items, right? So it's just a matter of decreasing.
And in other news, an anti-corruption group has filed criminal and administrative charges against Executive Secretary Ralph Recto and former PhilHealth President Emmanuel Ledesma Jr. And that's over the transfer of 60 billion pesos in PhilHealth reserve funds to the National Treasury. The Save the Philippines Coalition lodged the complaint before the Office of the Ombudsman, accusing Recto and Ledesma of technical malversation, graft, plunder, and grave misconduct. They are also seeking the preventive suspension of the two officials. The group argued the move violated the PhilHealth law, which mandates that excess funds be used in increased benefits or reduce member contributions and explicitly bars their transfer to the national government. They allege that Recto, serving as finance secretary, ordered the inclusion of PhilHealth reserves among excess GOCC funds, while Ledesma consented to the directive. Earlier this month, the Supreme Court ordered the return of the 60 billion pesos to the state health insurer. The agency had been directed to remit a total of 89.9 billion, but the High Court blocked the transfer of the remaining 29.9 billion pesos through a temporary restraining order. Recto, for his part, said he welcomes the opportunity to clarify the issues and prove his innocence. He reiterated his innocence, insisting he acted in good faith and under a direct mandate from Congress. And Finance Secretary Frederick Go says the economy could get back on track by the first quarter of 2026, provided cases tied to the flood control corruption scandal are resolved quickly. Go said swift prosecutions would help restore confidence and lift revenue collection. Economic growth slowed to 4% in the third quarter, the weakest in over 4 years. That pulled the 9-month average to 5%, below the government's target. Go said the corruption probe dampened government spending and consumption, hurting revenue collections. Meanwhile, both the Bureau of Customs and the Bureau of Internal Revenue saw softer collections this year, also affected by a 4-month rice import ban. Customs' emerging revenue forecast for this year now stands below target at 939 billion pesos, while revenue collections still grew nearly 10% in the first 10 months. The finance chief said December collections look encouraging and remains optimistic that once the investigation hurdle is cleared, 2026 could open on a stronger footing. And joining us this morning is Robin Ignacio, Assistant Vice President for Traffic Operations of the North Luzon Expressway, or NLEX, to give us an update on holiday traffic conditions, preparations, and tips for motorists during the peak travel season. Good morning, Robin. Thanks for joining us here on Money Talks.
Yes, good morning, and good morning to our viewers of Money Talk.
Okay, well, we're 2 days away from Christmas Day. What is the current traffic situation along NLEX, Robin?
Yeah, currently now the traffic is fast moving in both directions for NLEX and SFX. But I believe most of our motorists have traveled already, considering that last Friday, before noontime, we already have high volume, not only for those going out to the provinces, but also the traffic going to Metro Manila. So we experienced that as early as noontime until around 9 p.m. And then again on Saturday, as early as 9 a.m., we have high volume again of traffic going out from Metro Manila, going to the provinces, as well as those going to Metro Manila also. And on Sunday, we have a lighter traffic, so we still monitor some of our motorists going to the provinces. But yesterday, again, we experienced high volume starting as early as 9 a.m. and until about 8 p.m., again for both directions. So we did not monitor only those who are going to the provinces, but also a volume going to Metro Manila.
So can we say, Robin, that you've already seen the peak of traffic volume last weekend?
Most probably, yes. I mentioned part of the peak is already experienced during this weekend, but we are still anticipating that more of our motorists will be going to the provinces later this afternoon and early this evening. And we at NLEX are prepared for this. Actually, starting December 19, there's no more lane closure, no more road work. So all our lanes are open to our motorists. And this will be until January 5 of 2026. All lanes are open, except, of course, if there's an emergency repair that we need to do.
And Robin, which areas or exits are seeing the heaviest volume so far along NLEX?
Yeah, so far the congestion area where we are experiencing is from Balintawak. That's the entry coming from Metro Manila. And also entries coming from Metro Manila through Mindanao and Karohatan. And these three flows actually converge at the Harbor Link interchange. So from that point until Marilao area, we experience the congestion. And for the southbound direction is the area before Bocaue Toll Plaza, and right after Bocaue Toll Plaza, up to the area in Valenzuela, before turning right to the Connector Road or the Karuhatan area.
And what factors have you identified that led to this congestion in these areas?
Actually, most of these congestions are attributed to the high volume of motorists. We experienced or we noted minor incidents, but we were able to clear them up faster. And but of course, they still contribute to the build-up of congestion. But mostly the congestion is due to the high volume of motorists.
Well, you did mention that thousands of motorists are already plying the expressway, heading homes before Christmas. But as you mentioned, Robin, you're still expecting an influx of motorists tonight and maybe tomorrow. But which times should motorists avoid so that they can escape congestion or avoid passing during those peak hours?
Yeah, I think starting this afternoon, they should avoid sometime between 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Wherein we noted that the most congested period is within that time. And maybe it's not only for those going to the provinces, but also, as we've experienced, also the traffic going back to Metro Manila.
And during these hours, will NLEX be opening any zipper lanes so that traffic congestion could be resolved?
Actually, we plan to implement zipper lanes or counter flow lanes, but unfortunately, since both directions are congested, we were not able to implement counter flow. But if ever there will be more motorists going out to the provinces, and there's a lighter volume for those going to Metro Manila, then we will implement counterflow for sure, just to hasten the flow going north.
Well, one thing Filipinos really look forward to during the holiday season, Robin, is the free toll along NLEX. So maybe you can tell our viewers when they can expect this.
Yes, actually, we're going to implement free toll starting December 24, 10 p.m. up to December 25, 6 a.m. And also on December 31, 10 p.m. up to January 1, 2026.
And this is through the entire stretch of NLEX, all exits will be free, right?
Actually, it's for all expressways of Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation. So for the north, it will be at NLEX Connector, NLEX, and SETEX.
All right, and finally, Robin, maybe you can give our viewers some safety tips and reminders before they head home for the holidays so that motorists can plan their drives ahead of time.
Yes, it's still very critical. I mean, very important for our motorists to be prepared. And in their preparation, they should ensure that their vehicle is in good running condition, as well as the driver, he should have enough rest. He should be in good condition, or she should be in good condition. And if ever they experience anything, and our roving patrols did not see them, they can just call 135,000 and we will send them out.
All right, well, there you go. Thank you very much for sharing all those tips. That was Robin Ignacio, Assistant Vice President for Traffic Operations of NLEX. Thanks, Robin. And with Christmas just around the corner, shoppers are making a last-minute dash to Divisoria, known for its bargain prices and wide selection of holiday items. And for the latest, we now go live to Manila with mobile journalist Arles de los Santos. Arles, good morning. How's the situation over there?
Good morning, Pauline. Ako, nagpapatuloy nga dito ang maaga at natawaran sa ating mga kapatid dito sa Divisoria na nais humabol para sa last-minute Christmas shopping. Kung makikita ninyo sa aking paligid, ito, medyo kokonti ang tao. Pero kapag inikot natin ang ating camera dito sa harapan, kaliwat kanan na ang bentahan dito ng mga prutas, ng mga damit, maging ang mga dekorasyon pang Pasko. Pero mabenta dito, Pauline, yung mga garland set na may mga nakasulat na Merry Christmas at Happy New Year 2026 kumpara nung mga nakaraang araw na yung mga Christmas decor, ng mga Christmas tree at Christmas balls, yung mga mabebenta, pati yung mga microwavable Tupperwares o mga containers, yun na rin yung pinakamabenta dito. Marami tayong mga nakausap dito, Pauline, na mga parent, ayon sa kanila, itong umaga raw ang pinili nilang oras para mamili rito sa Divisoria dahil bukod sa kakaunti pa lamang ang tao, hindi pa daw ganon kasakit sa balat ang araw at iniiwasan daw nila na maipit. Bukod pa, syempre, yung pagluluto ng tanghalian sa kanilang mga pamilya. Inaasahan, Paulina, na mamayang hapon ay mas dadami pa yung mga tao dito, though inaasahan na natin ito dahil ayon sa mga tindero dito at tindera, ganito na daw talaga ang sitwasyon taon-taon, talagang nag-iiba-iba lamang kung ano ang hinahanap ng mga customer natin dito, but they can assure naman na yung kanilang mga benta ay abot kaya pa din. At kabukod pa nga dyan, pinapaalalahanan din nila yung mga residente, yung mga mamimili dito na magbaon ng mahabang pasensya, ingatan ang mga gamit at kung maaari, magdala na rin ng extra tubig. Huli.
Arles, nakapag-ikot-ikot ka ba sa Divisoria? Kamusta ang presyo ng mga items dyan? Affordable pa rin ba?
Yes, Pauline, alam mo yung mga damit pambata dito, nagre-range yan mula 65 pesos hanggang 150 pesos. Terno na yan, pantaas at mababa. Meron din para sa mga teenager na mga buy one take one na mga damit na 150 pesos para sa dalawang shirt na yun. At kabukod pa dyan, Pauline, yung mga table sa mga lamesa para nga bigyang kulay ang Pasko natin. Mabenta din dito na mabibili bawat metro na nasa 70 pesos pataas. Nakadepende yan kung anong klase at uri nito. May mga magagaspang, may mga makinis, may mga maninipis at may mga makakapal. Pero meron din dito mga Pauline, yung iba pang mga pangregalo kagaya na lamang ng mga sombrero at mga may truck lang dito. At yung dahil tuloy-tuloy kasi yung dating dito ng ating mga kapatid, so kung makikita ninyo yung mga truck so far kasi passable pa rin, Pauline, yung mga kalsada dito, may ilan pa rin na mga motor na dumadaan-daan at gaya nun yung truck. But going back doon sa prices, Pauline, meron din ditong ilan na mabibili yung mga regalo, yung mga bimpo at yung ibang mga bed sheets, talagang mabenta din dito at nagre-range lang yan ng 120 pesos to 250 pesos. Pauline.
All right, well, I hope you've also done your own Christmas shopping. But for now, thank you very much for that report. That was mobile journalist Arles de los Santos reporting from Divisoria in Manila. Well, you're watching Money Talks. We'll take a quick look at the markets when we return. Plus, we'll speak to go travel on the holiday rush. Keep it here on One News. Hi, Sir Francis. Can you hear us okay?
I can hear you. Thank
Okay,
you.
perfect. Thank you. Welcome back. You're still watching Money Talks here on One News. The country's external debt service burden fell as of end September. Preliminary data from the Bangko Sentral showed debt service on foreign borrowings fell to over $10 billion in the first 9 months, down 21% from a year ago. This marked the fourth straight month of annual declines. RCBC chief economist Mike Ricafort said the drop reflects fewer debt maturities as most external loans are long-term. He also cited U.S. Federal Reserve rate cuts, which have lowered interest payments in the Philippines. And now a check on the markets. Risk on and sentiments powered Wall Street at the onset of the shortened trading week. The S&P 500 climbed by 0.6%, nearing a record. And both the Dow and the Nasdaq rose by about 0.5%. Benchmark 10-year Treasury yields ticked up to 4.17%, while gold prices hit another record high at $4,444 per ounce. Stock futures are trading near the flat line, with the Dow unchanged and both the S&P and the Nasdaq up by just 0.1%. Asian markets rise this Tuesday, tracking Wall Street gains. Australia's ASX 200 is up by 0.6%. South Korea's Kospi climbs by 0.5%, and Japan's Nikkei 225 advances by 0.1%. And now let's take a look at our own markets. The PSEI opens this Tuesday higher by over 0.25% at 6,058.10. The stock market soared by 2% yesterday on the back of bargain hunting, erasing Friday's declines. And the broader all-shares index advanced by 1.5%, with local counters all in positive territory. Now, as for the Philippine peso, it opens today a tad stronger at 58.70 to the dollar. The peso slid yesterday at 58.73 against the greenback, with the local unit dragged by a weakening yen over the Bank of Japan's cautious stance. And 10-year government bond yields went virtually unchanged at 5.978%. And still on the holiday rush, joining us today is Francis Chua, Business Unit Head of Transport Company To Go, to talk about holiday shipping demand, delivery timelines, and what customers should expect as logistics operations peak this season. Good morning, Francis, and thanks for being here on the program.
Good morning, and I wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
All right, a Merry Christmas to you as well. But tell us, how busy is To Go during this holiday season?
Well, this holiday season, we're expecting a lot of passengers coming in our seaports. In fact, this week, we're expecting about 20,000 passengers, more than 20,000 passengers just in Manila alone, leaving Manila. And then in other seaports, we're also expecting about the same volume. So it's been a very busy past 2 weeks for us in To Go.
And which are the busiest ports and routes, Francis?
It's still Manila. It still is the biggest outport, especially those who are going home into their own provinces. But also we're seeing a huge volume in terms of arrivals in Cebu, Bacolod, and Iloilo, and also in Cagayan de Oro. So these are all the big ports we have in the country. Also, quite noticeably, we've also seen a huge spike in terms of passengers from Davao, even in our newest port, Siargao. So we're very happy with the turnout this Christmas.
Lots of passengers traveling, but have you already seen the peak of passenger volume, Francis, or are you expecting that in the coming days?
I think in the coming days, there will still be more coming in. In fact, some of our passengers who were not able to buy ticket in advance are also waiting out in the pier. So these are chance passengers. But we do encourage everyone to please buy their tickets ahead because we will not be able to accommodate everyone. So it's been a full week already. And in fact, even next week, we're expecting quite a large volume in terms of passengers. So we do ask everyone to kind of like prepare in advance and buy their tickets ahead.
Of course, preparing in advance is always better. So where can passengers buy their tickets? And if in case they aren't able to buy this in advance, what are the chances for passengers to still buy tickets there at the pier?
Sure. Is it now? Our tickets now are available online. So you can do on our website to go travel.togo.com.ph or download our mobile app. So that's the most convenient. But if you're not handy with a mobile service at the moment, you can go to our PR locations, which is in Tondo, Manila, or in any of the ports we service. One can also go to the agents. Just look for the authorized agent signage of to go, or even go to our stores in malls. So there are plenty of options. But if you do decide to go to the pier, yes, if there are available bunks still in certain voyages, the passengers will be accommodated. But that's a risk.
Yeah, there's a risk there. But Francis, I wanted to ask about shipments. I'm sure this is a very, very busy season for To Go. Tell us some of the shipments that are seeing the biggest surge.
We're seeing a huge volume in terms of e-commerce. Our To Go Express group is actually very much very busy this season also. For one, those who are buying from e-commerce and looking to kind of like send those out via our express service. And we're also seeing a huge demand in terms of asking To Go Express to send out some packages from Manila outwards in various branches in the Philippines. So it's been a pretty good week ahead also for us in terms of cargo and loose items. And the good thing is as a company, we're also kind of prepared for this scenario. We do know that during Christmas season, it's always full. It's always full of commercial activities. And it's really the one time we also want to show up and make sure that we deliver excellent service across all our service units.
So would you say that delays are very minimal? I mean, tell us how you're handling all this volume. And is it busier than how it was last year in 2024?
Definitely busier this year. I think in terms of delays. So on the shipping side, we do apologize because I think in some of our voyages this week, we encountered some delays. In particular because we were trying to accommodate as much passengers we have. So what we do is we check first our accommodation, and if there's still available bunks or rooms, then that's the only time we kind of accept chance passengers. And that requires some sort of extra work from us. And that's the reason why there are also some delays. I think there are also port congestions at this point because it's not just only us, but also in other ports. And also in terms of cargo loading, it's been pretty full. So we're trying our best to kind of really catch up in terms of operational hours. That's on the shipping side. But definitely, we promise you still safe, secure, and reliable service. On the To Go Express side, definitely, I think everyone's doing their best to meet the timelines. In fact, the whole team of To Go Express is ready to serve this Christmas. And we're already looking at holiday operations even to make sure that packages and goods arrive on time as promised.
Well, speaking of packages, can customers still send some of them before Christmas Day? I know it's already 2 days from now. Pwede pa ba yun? Mga last-minute senders?
Pwede. All they have to do is just drop by in our To Go stores everywhere. So we're available in malls or even in high commercial activity areas. Just go to our stores, talk to our agent there, and see how that can be delivered in time. So you have options, whether it's an overnight service or a 3-day service. Definitely something we can always accommodate.
Any tips? Any tips for customers? And what about pets for passengers looking to bring their fur babies with them when they go home? Pwede ba
The
yun?
good news is, pwede yun. In our ships, we accommodate pets. In fact, just recently, one story went viral also on Facebook for us being able to accommodate that was rejected on an airline service. So yes, definitely, all they have to do is just visit our pier and make sure to bring with you the quarantine pass from our Bureau of Animal Industry and vaccination papers of your fur babies. Submit that to us, and we'll help you get the necessary permits for you to be able to travel with your pets. And some tips, maybe just make sure to get your ticket in the right channel. Do not go for scammers. Do not go for those selling tickets online because from Facebook, because most likely they are scammers. So please transact only with legitimate channels, and please be at the pier 5 hours earlier or 4 hours earlier, because especially with the traffic now. We don't know what's going to happen. So just be sure to be on time.
Just to be sure, 5 hours. That's a lot, but it's better to be safe than sorry, right, Francis? But quickly,
right.
before we let you go, tell us about the outlook of To Go for 2026.
Oh, we're very excited for 2026. There are a few things we're working on with the Department of Tourism, at least on the passenger side. We're expecting to also work with more companies. If this year we work on launching our 20th port, who knows, there will be more for next year. But definitely, we'll be trying to give in a better experience for our passengers, our travel fun experience. The cruise-like service on our ships is something we want to be able to do across all our ships, Wi-Fi service, and even new partnerships. And who knows what other great ports we're opening for next year. So we're very, very excited.
All right, well, we can't wait to see what you have in store for 2026. But for now, thank you very much for joining us. Francis Chua, Business Unit Head of To Go. Thanks, Francis. All right, and that will do it for us here on Money Talks. Sitting in for Cathy Yang, I'm Pauline Verzosa. Do catch us again tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Kapatid, we are One News, all sides, all the time. Have a great day ahead.